Yeah, hopefully it will be an exciting series. It hasn't gone to plan so far for NaVi in their group, in their pool, but hopefully they can turn things around right here, right now. It's going to be a tough one against Sentinels, that is for sure, but we're going to head on up to the casting booth right now to get this game started. It is Bravo and Onset, and boys, we've got a good series on our hands.
We certainly do indeed, Lottie, and it's great to be here in Salt Lake City, everybody. It's been a wonderful little trip for us so far, out in the mountains, and now we're here where the action is, of course, taking place. And we take our attention over, Andy, to Pool D with the match in front of us. We have Sentinels, versus NaVi, and for both these teams already in pool play, knowing how this kind of works with the pools and someone being eliminated today, it becomes a massive match for different reasons.
Yeah, it's a really, really big one here. We talked about Sentinels. You've heard it on the desk here. Of course, it's a team that's refocused. They're back on track. Of course, the roster mania changes, definitely landing the best for Sentinels. Question is here, what can they do? They're on a new trajectory, but now, having beaten Shopify, they're 1-0. Right now, they're thinking if we win this series, this should set us up pretty well for pool success.
Yeah, it certainly can. And then on the other side of things, like I mentioned, NaVi, complete story change for them. A very, I would say, lackluster performance against Optic. Yes, it's Optic, one of the best teams that we have in the Halo Championship Series, but the way they went down, it was kind of like not really too many punches thrown in return. And now they have to look at this match and Sentinels as one that they have to really at least push until that Game 4, Game 5. Otherwise, they go into their last pool play game thinking that we have to win this instead of the fact that we've done what we kind of need to do. We found some form and all of a sudden we might be on the back foot. But looking at some shield melters here, Andy, you got Spartan and Snipedrone, two players who love to do damage.
Absolutely, and take a look at what we're seeing here from Spartan. I mean, plus 564, as you see, quite a difference there. Of course, still solid numbers coming out of Snipedrone, but you have to say Spartan with some big, big numbers here on the left side.
He looked so comfortable, didn't he, back in Arlington? I mean, he looked like the player of old, the player that we were talking about as one of the best players in the league right at the start of Halo Infinite, and now on this Sentinels roster, just looks extremely comfortable, like I mentioned. But we should quickly highlight the pickup of Glory as well on NaVi. Snaky stepping away from competitive Halo for a while, and Glory bringing a little bit of individual brilliance, I would say, to this roster. It's going to take some time for them to meld. The only issue is time is starting to run out for rosters with the World Championships just around the corner, Fort Worth ahead of us, and of course, the tournament that we have in front of us. But it's a smart move, I think, for NaVi. It brings fresh energy into them, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can do against one of the best in Sentinels.
Yeah, another thing we're going to be looking at, of course, will be Jimbo's micro, his individual battles. You and I were talking earlier, you made a great point about how sometimes Jimbo maybe trying to do too much on the map. He's trying to help too many battles at once and not focusing on his own micro throughout the series. So let's keep an eye on both Glory and Jimbo. Let's see what they can bring for this NaVi squad, because as you said, the time is running out.
And now we're going to have a look at Streets, and we're going to have Oddball to start with. And if you're a Sentinels fan, good news. If you're a NaVi fan, historically not been the greatest game type for them, but it's one they certainly have been working extremely hard on. Plus, we've got a little bit of new equipment here to play with as well, Andy.
Yeah, we'll keep a very close eye on that Threat Seeker. First rockets do come in. They're going to be 2 dead. For one side, however, NaVi 3 dead. zMightys is your last player alive. Foul with the rockets here, expecting the tram spawns. Here they come.
Ball already brought back towards Sentinels as well at the back of the tower. So Falcated with 1 rocket here can completely lock down the pink side. Jimbo has busted an opening, though, on the other side of the map that you can see in front of you, which the rest of NaVi are looking to follow up on. And now Falcated took his eyes away for a second, and that allowed Glory to come in with that kill. There's a second for him. It's 3 dead for Sentinels, and NaVi should get some ball time here.
Wow, follows up the perfect rocket bait there with a perfect 4-shot, as you saw in the feed there. So Glory already announcing himself on the main stage. His first main stage debut with the NaVi roster, showing up in a pretty big way for his opening battle.
Snipedrone now trying to push in with that shotgun in his hands. Bubu's going to be taking a little bit of damage, but not enough really for it to be too kind of decisive in how this battle is going. Trades being picked up by both teams at the moment, with NaVi and Sentinels finding themselves 2v2. But the problem is, the oddball is happily in the hands of Sentinels for now. Jimbo going to lose that battle against the 2 players, but did get significant damage down, at least with that Stalker.
Yeah, definitely good damage there. Kills traded out. Snipedrone actually picks up 2 as he flanks around at A. That's going to be more ball time here for Glory, and now the Shroud's going to buy them a little bit of extra time here as well on the rotate to back A.
20 to 13 and rising here. NaVi do have a numbers advantage momentarily with Bubu in that death screen. But it's going to be interesting to see if the work that's been put in by NaVi on this game type, and time-based game types in particular this event, do breed some success. Their capture the flags have been pretty good, but it has been these time-based game types that have let them down consistently across series. They do go into a lead here, 5 seconds till the rockets come up here, Andy. NaVi have an opportunity, if they can get that power weapon, to really extend this lead in round 1.
Yeah, let's see what they do here with the drop and shoot. Good positioning right now. Bubu, however, in the L, he's going to be your biggest threat for rocks.
zMightys does trade out the kills, so 3v3 for now. Glory In position bottom middle, Snipedrone leaving that one. That's going to be 4 dead here for Sentinel. So a perfect push coming in from NaVi. They will be able to pick up those rockets. They also, most importantly, will get that oddball back. And Glory, the new man, the Irishman on your screen right now. He has the rockets to play with in PD.
A lot to be proud of here for NaVi. Not going to be easy against Sentinels, as we said. Coming in top 4 last event. A huge change. Glory needs to be careful here with these rocks, though.
Playing his life extremely well, though. Making sure he's not overextended, not getting nervous with the situation. Will pick up 1 and should be able to turn 2 as well. Wow. He hits 1 from the grave. That's going to be Glory with a really strong start in this game. Snipedrone will trade out another one, but unfortunately, NaVi all full, and that leaves bubu with the ball in his hands, and he moves it back to Sparty off spawn.
Yeah, some very good patient play there from Sentinels, right? They let a few extra points go on the board. They're down right now by about 27 points, however. Slowly playing this out, making sure that they get the 4th kill. They do in the end. They will be scoring here at Tramp.
Now, how's the break going to be here for NaVi? A lot of pressure on them in this tournament. I think with the team change, teams are always looking at you. Fans at home are always looking at you. What's it going to bring? And I also think there's pressure in the success that Quadrant have had as well. A lot of expectation now on Europe. It's not just about turning up and performing and saying, hey, we played pretty well. It's about placements. And NaVi have really been struggling to even break through the top 12 recently.
They have been really not hitting the bar that you expect with players on NaVi to hit, especially with their success in Europe historically. Spartan with some nice shots there. Eventually he'll get taken down. But as you say, you expect the players on the NaVi roster to be placing much higher than they have this season, without a doubt.
Well, it's time for them to turn that around. LethuL's going to get 1, but Snipedrone picks up a double kill on his way down to the grave. The ball is down with Sentinels still trying to chase down that very, very, very narrow gap between the two teams of ball time, and NaVi will get the ball back. bubu already in the death screen means that Spartan's going to back up here, turn his attention towards rockets. He's got the Shroud screen, and that's going to be the boom booms going over to Sentinels.
Ooh, and there goes the first boom as well off the rack. Picks up the first one, very easily done. Now going to look to break wide open here. Did not need to trade perhaps against zMightys, however, going to make sure he still trades out. 2 dead for Sen.
2 dead, but still good time here for NaVi on the board. 2 dead still, and that's going to be 3 as Snipedrone hunts down yet another kill here for NaVi. And I've got to say, it's been quite a significant and kind of staggering improvement I've seen from them on this game type. Even though it's only round 1, the way they are effectively and efficiently picking up oddball time here is a really good sign for them. Sentinels are going to have to work hard to break.
I agree. It's really encouraging for NaVi fans, without a doubt. This team looks different, and you and I have been keeping a close eye on scrim results as well. The scrim results have looked good, and so far, it's transition here to land on the main stage.
Confidence here from Glory as well, re-challenging, re-peaking, but Falcated is going to move in to clean up those kills while Spartan is dishing out damage. Spartan will stay alive here at the back of Tram as well, and now this is a difficult break for NaVi. zMightys was last alive, does manage to pick up 1 though, which might create the opening now for NaVi to flood on the map. Jimbo is going to make the call. This call is going to be to try and take LethuL down, and that's going to be 2 falling, but look at the kill feed. LethuL fell, but boy did he take some people with him.
Leave it to LethuL there, a beautiful death stick, as you say. Great catch there in the feed. 65 to 68 now. Sentinel slowly getting back in the lead, and we will now have a lead change, just about tied at 68.
Exactly tied at 68. NaVi keep that pressure on. 69 is going to give the lead over to Sentinels, though, in the late game. Snipedrone, though, he'll pick up 2. And Falcated and LethuL now left on their own. Falcated will fall, and now on an island is going to be LethuL. Beatdown comes in from Jimbo. Can NaVi get the trade? But they're going to move away with the ball instead. They decide to play for the objective instead of chasing down that final kill. Glory going to have a 1v1 here, but Spartan comes in to help, and now forgetting about LethuL is a problem here for NaVi.
Yeah, look at LethuL there. As you said, last player alive for so long in the back of the base. You cannot let him live in the back of Tram, because here's what he'll continue to do in the damage department.
Rockets coming up as well. Jimbo's going to be challenging. Jimbo gets that kill. 2 dead here for Sentinels. zMightys going to get the rockets, and zMightys might be in a position here, if he plays this one well and can be efficient with this rocket, to maybe give NaVi a chance at taking this first round away. But he has to hit this rocket. Big damage or a kill has to come in from zMightys here.
What's he going to do? First rocket does connect there. That's going to maintain the advantage here. Still a 1-man advantage. How does Sentinels respond?
Sentinels will find 2 though. Elsewhere on the map, NaVi, the setups looked a bit paper thin, and now they find themselves 3 dead. LethuL's going to grab that oddball, and with only 10 points remaining here for NaVi to win the round, they've kind of let this fall away a little bit. A little bit of a weak setup, especially with the rockets, but Snipedrone again makes the difference. Sentinels find themselves 2 dead.
Here comes the push to Falcated here as one of the last 2 alive. He needs to make this count. He needs to make it count now, but it's great positioning coming in from NaVi. 4 dead for Sen.
That's going to be the round going to NaVi as well, and Europe a little bit of smile on your face. Even though it's only round 1, it's a significant improvement from NaVi here as we head into round number 2. But round 1 on the board for Europe, and Sentinels with questions to answer now.
Certainly, definitely questions to answer. I have to say, it's the best we've seen NaVi look, you could say, in months on the main stage here. And to do it against a team like Sentinels with how they played in Arlington, definitely a statement. We'll see if they can do it again here in our second round.
Snipedrone with some fantastic stats in this game as well. He's 18-9 after that round number 1. Double positive in the game. Jimbo going to get the rockets off the break. Ball already in the hands of NaVi as well. And one thing that's really standing out to me here, Andy, is I would say NaVi were guilty of overthinking things sometimes on the previous roster. Trying to do too much, trying to be too clever. Here they're going, we've got a couple of kills. Let's get the up ball. Let's work out where the rest of the players are afterwards. And then you've got Mighties winning fights like that. Confidence starting to flow here for NaVi.
Laying down the pings as well. He's going to double back perfectly and get the damage. It's a perfect time to get into a listen in here with NaVi.
On cafe, on cafe. I can. I can challenge now, David. Close, spawn. No, we shouldn't go this one.
Okay, listen, he's laundry to tires probably.
One's ATM now.
It's lethal.
One L to front C.
Yeah, C
two
stairs,
purple up C. They're playing to rotate this, okay? Can we cut this maybe?
There's one top C.
You guys
I'm here with you, I'm here with you. Yeah, I'm going.
I'm gonna go right. Live on the A, David.
Kill this guy, kill this guy. One shot, bro.
Next week and ball. Spawn's next.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Next week. We cut ball, keep A.
Yeah, keep this cup by you. Look at him. Yeah, turn around, Dave.
One shot, top C, I'm 9
And they might spawn cones.
This guy benches, bro.
Might spawn cones.
Two top C, two C stairs.
Yeah, me as well. Laundry. One shot fancy. Take your time, let's go.
Spawn PD, bro. Do you want to look thing?
Try and live. Might be put my B-steps on. Try and live.
Tires.
Absolute ties.
Also fancy.
He's gone heady, he's gone B-steps, absolute.
Back in me weak.
Okay, one shot, mate. Back, one shot.
Look at B-steps.
One shot, B-steps.
Back A again.
Alright, it's a little bit. Let's try and kill this guy, eh?
Try now, we get it. Try now, yeah.
It's not coming
Back A still.
Where's he going?
He went.
Yo, B-steps to tires.
Tires now with beam. Tires our shields.
Rockets soon. Yeah, I'm coming out.
Tires dead.
Nice! Rockets.
I'm gonna go faster now.
Top nest,
In the bubble, too. That's huge.
Top nest last, Bergen. Dead.
We get purple.
Yeah.
Could have spawned.
Bro, this whole C. You're good.
I got the rock.
I have your purple.
Backsy, bear.
Maybe round number 1 was a little bit of a warm-up. Maybe it was a little bit of a wake-up here for Sentinels. A much better start from them, but NaVi do get that set of rockets. Jimbo with 2 with 1 rocket, and now they have a chance themselves, after the triple kill coming in from Jimbo, to maybe make something of this themselves. Can't quite get the over. It was moments away, a bullet away, but a tram set up now, fully in control of NaVi.
Yeah, well done. Even though they don't get the multi-kill there, they still make sure that 1v2 is timed perfectly to get the kill. That's going to be a little bit more time on the board for them. However, with Snipedrone falling, they may need to think about a rotate here.
Nice flank coming in from Jimbo, though. Good damage being done, but nothing being cleaned up as yet. LethuL's going to get that first kill. 2 dead now for NaVi. Jimbo's going to have to slow down here as Sentinels start to work together a little bit more conclusively, you would say here. Jimbo does get that beat down. Bubu probably going, hey, how have I not got to trade in that situation? But it might be the opening now for Jimbo to take a few more with him. Falcated left on his own.
See what we could do here. This is big if he stays alive. Of course, it'll keep the score right around the same margin. However, if he does get taken down, we might see another hold here for NaVi. So far, very good isolation, very good prioritization, baiting and switching there in a 2v1 coming out of NaVi. They will maintain tram hold.
Looking at the stats at the moment on both sides, Falcated, a lot of good work coming in from him. 21 and 16, 36 seconds of objective time as well. Snipedrone on the other side still leading the way, but we highlighted Jimbo, right? We said that he needed to maybe get those stats a little bit more towards 0 on a KD across the series, and look at him right now, 19 and 20, good objective time from him, filling in the gaps where needed here for NaVi.
Exactly as he needs to be doing, as you say. 2 dead here for Sentinel still. Now make it 2v2 on the map here. The battle for tram continues.
18 seconds between the two teams. Glory going to be challenging Bubu. Bubu accepts gladly and puts him in the dirt for a few more seconds. Power weapon going to be coming up right now, and that's going to be the rockets. And even though NaVi have controlled the rockets for the majority of this game, Falcated now gets his go and says this is pretty easy when you got the rocks in your hands.
Beautifully done, threading needles there. As you saw, it was 3 dead, 4 dead, perfectly timed for Sentinels to get those rockets. Then perfect placement on each rocket on the pillars as well as B-rail. That will mean more time on the board here for Sentinels as they hit the 75 mark.
Sentinels looking very, very good in this round number 2. Falcated continues his march forward as well. 24 for him at the moment, looking to add his 25th, but while he's looking for kills, the oddball time is still being picked up here by Sentinels. It's 85 points and rising, and NaVi probably have one more push here, but look at this position from Falcated. He's on the flank. Glory's going to sniff him out, though, and Glory might be able to get away with this. keeps himself alive as Snipedrone gets the help, and NaVi now have to break.
They needed that kill, and they needed it exactly at the time they got it. 2 dead, should have been 3 dead. However, LethuL comes off of heaven to keep things close.
LethuL going to be last alive though, and Jimbo's got the ball back to Tram. Snipedrone stays alive as well, so now you're going to see a stack coming in here from Sentinels on the P side. Falcated move towards LethuL to try and overwhelm the numbers from NaVi on this P side, but the ball being rotated away, and even though it's just 9 points to go here, NaVi do make an effort to break. However, it's a great hold from Sentinels. 3-4 for NaVi. ZMightys last alive. He's in the eyesight of LethuL as well. Perfect 4-shot from him. And that will be the round now. Going to Sentinels. No one in position for NaVi to stop it. We're tied up at 1-1.
Well, what a play there from LethuL and Cafe to stay alive. It looked like Snipedrone's damage was really important. However, because he didn't get the kill, it meant that the Cafe push came immediately. And then LethuL gets the last laugh in the L. He eventually pushes tires to do the damage there as well. And a perfect 4-shot on caution. Icing on the cake. We're tied at 1-1.
1-1, their next round wins. It's as simple as that between the two teams. And we always talk about momentum in games. We talk about how one round, one game can change things, right? NaVi probably thinking we had a great start. We were in full control. And then it's 1-1. If you lose this game 2-1, that kind of confidence really gets hurt going into game number 2. For Sentinels, they're going to know that. They're going to smell the blood in the water right now. If they can have a hot start and close this game out, then they will be in control, not only of the game and the series, but also they'll kind of have a stranglehold on how NaVi are feeling.
And as you said, Mark, it can really often be a wake-up call when you're playing against a lower-seeded team. When you lose that first round, it can be, okay, let's make sure we get our heads in this, into the main stage, and that's exactly what they've done so far. Still 3 dead for NaVi.
3 dead for NaVi. Red gun in the hands of Falcated as well. 27 for him at the moment. Looking across the board elsewhere, everyone outside of bubu is positive here for Sentinels as well. And bubu's got the second most full time, almost 70 seconds for him. Jimbo gonna win that big fight though, against the Stalker rifle, which is not easy to do. So Jimbo creates an opening, turns the weapons over, and now the ball is back in NaVi's hands. Sentinels 3 dead, Spartan last alive.
Nice little repeat there from Jimbo as well. Confidence there to hit those on the AGN to get a little bit of extra damage. If he can continue that, we'll see them get right back in this game, and that's some nice damage yet again here. We'll see if they can continue to convert. They get the first kill.
First kill, always the most important, right? Just buys you the time, but Jimbo maybe just got a little bit overzealous there, overextended, but ZMightys not only keeps him alive, as Jimbo puts his head down a strong sides away to try and keep himself on the map for a few seconds. He gets his trade as well. LethuL now going to be in a 1v1 in and around the tires. Good damage coming in from Jimbo, but not enough to stop the push. As now you're seeing LethuL once again with that first kill in that team fight. We always talk about create the opening for Sentinels to push.
What can ZMightys do here? He's about to get 2v1 pretty hard here, maybe even a 3v1. Gets a trade there. Lots of people, look at that. And because of the trade there, Snipedrone comes in and keeps things interesting and Tram. Great play there from ZMightys.
Really, really good play from him. Now also the Bulldog in the hands of Snipedrone. So close between the two teams. 3 points is all it is. Spartan should be taken out here and is, but bubu's there to follow up on the damage. But speaking of damage, there's one weapon that does more than any other, and that is the rockets. Jimbo got those rockets. Sentinels feel the pain. They are 4 dead, and NaVi in control once more and into a lead.
And how about Jimbo staying alive the entire time that he did, all the time at B-Rail as well as tires, and eventually he's taken down. However, he bought the team so much time to allow Snipedrone to come all the way back to C stairs. Big kills on the back of Tram yet again, and just like that, it's NaVi up by 10.
Snipedrone goes for the challenge in that situation as well, trying to get that kill, maybe being a little bit too overconfident in that situation. Spartan made him pay. 2 dead here for NaVi momentarily. Glory's trying to buy a little bit of time himself, but Falcated chases that one down. Ball is down in and around the L at the moment, so no team really in position as it rolls, towards the front of Tram to get any significant hold, but Falcated with the kills that go down alongside the timing on him moving towards it should be able to at least get this game a little bit closer, but there's Snipedrone again. And how many times, Andy, have we seen Snipedrone be the thorn in the side here at Sentinels?
And done it well. Look at 32 and 21 in this game right now. He's doing it so well, buying his team time, making sure they have control here. Right now, 3v3 on the map. Jimbo falls, however.
ZMightys gets a trade, 2v2 on the map. No one interested in ball time at the moment. It's all about map control. It's the fight for numbers. And ZMightys, he's going to lose one here for NaVi as Falcated is going to hunt him down. And we always talk about how frustrating it is to lose track of the last couple of players alive. Falcated showing it once again. If you don't deal with those last 1 or 2 pesky players, they come on the flank and they cause so many problems.
Sen actually shrouds Neons there. I like that play. That makes a very clear ball route back into Tram. It buys him a little bit of extra time as well. However, first 2 kills come in for NaVi. Here comes the push.
Falcated's still alive though. bubu gets 1. And Falcated, he's got the Sentinel beam. However, he's got 2 players from NaVi to deal with. Great teamwork coming in from NaVi to 2v1 in that situation. Spartan's going to try and fly through. He gets the rockets, but doesn't get the chance to pull the trigger. LethuL gonna scoop them up though, but can he survive?
Might just burn this. Yeah, he just ends up burning it. Does not get the kill on Snipedrone. Snipedrone somehow stays alive off of the splash damage. Still 2 dead %.
Double challenge coming in on Falcated as well. Oh, this is a bit of a messy fight. This is an ugly, ugly fight, but Jimbo eventually gets the job done, and NaVi keep scrapping away at ball time. Spartan gonna have to back up here, wait for a little bit of help, and he's gonna be spotted out here as well. Glory's stuck at the back of Tram, but I think they're gonna try and run him down here. Glory, a really important player to deal with, and bubu does that.
And Jimbo's your last player alive. Look at this, all the way back in PD, 4 dead. Snipedrone now is your first spawner, and he's all alone.
Gets one though. Snipedrone off of spawn gives NaVi once again a lane to push through. But the time here for Sentinels mean they will go into a lead. Strong Tram set up, but 2 kills do fall. NaVi get those first 2. Jimbo needed a couple of extra shots to win it, but does win it in the end.
And he stays alive somehow on that angle as well, going to Tires. He's crazy. That's a third base slide under the tag into Tires. And just like that, NaVi back into a lead here. Down to our 3rd and final round. We thought this series might be good, and game 1 is already off to a down to the wire start.
Spartan trying to fly through, trying to support his teammates. 2 players trapped here and around that oddball for NaVi. LethuL gets the first kill, really important 1v1 here, and zMightys will win it. Jimbo gets a second as well. 3 dead for Sentinels. Jimbo versus Falcated, and Jimbo puts a couple of extra bullets in as well. But we've seen how doing that a little bit too early can hurt teams sometimes.
Last player still yet to spawn here. Now all 4 up from Sentinels. What can they do here on the push? Keep an eye on the kill feed. This might determine it here. 74 to 51.
zMightys gets the first. Spartan should fall as well. Falcated trying to support him, but a 3-man push from Sentinels gives them the kills they need to try and pressurize that oddball. But the rotation has come in. The play ball has come in as well. zMightys gets another. zMightys stays alive, but LethuL's on the hunt.
Where do these rockets go? Where these rockets go could easily determine the round. Here's the first rocket comes in. Falcated gets the first one. A second one as well. The second rocket's burned. 4 dead for NaVi.
4 dead for NaVi. bubu with the ball in his hands, and Sentinels aren't done yet.
Wow.
They also have the Stalker rifle, but there's that first kill again. It's zMightys this time who picks a hole in the Sentinel setup.
Look at the numbers here. 36 for Jimbo, 36 for Snipedrone. Huge kills there. 2 dead for Sentinels.
Falcated last alive, but he gets 2. Falcated still alive on the L as well. Spartan comes in, and somehow Falcated, staying alive all of that time, has now left Glory on his own. He's going to try and stop this rotation, but he can't do it.
It's a nice play from Glory in the end. He gets the assist there, and he stays alive. It's a nice play from Glory. 60 seconds on the clock here. 20-point difference between the 2 teams.
Snipedrone gets 1. Glory now, having stayed alive, has the chance to push forward and look for kills. Instead of time alive on the map, bubu gets another as well. I'm not sure if he spotted out Falcated though. He snuck through, and even though there's 2 players from NaVi in position here inside a Tram, Glory's got to do it all. 2 players in front of him. Can he get the kills he needs to stop this ball time? He gets 1 and allows the pressure now to come in.
Jimbo, your last player alive. Jimbo has to go hero play here or stay alive on Commando. Those are the options.
NaVi need to get a little bit of composure on their side here. Can't get too carried away with the situation. Still 34 seconds left in this game, but Falcated getting that first kill gives them an advantage here. This hold is so important. If it goes in the hands of Sentinels, it could be the game as well, but there's the Bania switching again, and now with this rotation, Sentinels, they're going to be under pressure from the pink streak.
They get PD spawns, however, though. That's a savior spawn there. They're going to continue rotating here. 83, 82, 24 seconds left.
Jimbo gets 1. Shotgun, though. Not enough. Snipedrone comes through, gets 2. And now Spartan on the flank. He gets 1 onto zMightys. Jimbo has that ball in PD, though. Glory, the new addition to the NaVi lineup, is trying to do something. Rockets are up as well. It's carnage at the end of this map. Jimbo trying to run away with the oddball. And Spartan can't get the kill either.
He might have over-rotated it. zMightys is your last player alive. What do zMightys do here?
zMightys last player alive inside a Tram. 2 players trying to hunt him down. He's buying time. bubu gets the ball in his hands.
1 second.
1 second left on the clock.
Oh my God.
They have to hold, and NaVi are gonna feel heartbroken here, as with 1 second left, Sentinels will steal away game number 1 in the series.
Oh my word. It's an over-rotate from NaVi. Jimbo had ball in PD. He rotates it B. As the rockets are coming up, he rotates it into Red Room. Right into the hands of the Tram spawners and the bottom middle B stairs pushers. And in the end, the victory stolen out from underneath NaVi. Wow.
I mentioned how even 1 game can swing a series. Losing like that, there's no good way to take it. It's as simple as that. You will look back on that little micro mistake as the thing that cost you a 1-game lead in a series that you know you need to perform in. For Sentinels though, great composure shown in those final seconds. They did everything they could. And they come away with that win, but boy, was that close.
You can kind of tell from LethuL's expression here that that was much harder than it should have been, right? I mean,
I think it's much harder than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, certainly. My God. We'll take a look at some highlights from that game here at the final. Actually, this is just your final 30 seconds here we're taking a look at. And my goodness, did it ever go down to the wire.
It certainly did indeed. These are the final 30 seconds or so, as you say. This push at the back here as well, I thought, after NaVi got the kills, after Snipedrone came through that Shroud screen and managed to take the Bulldog out of the hands of LethuL, I thought NaVi had this. You could argue that maybe NaVi should have had this.
2 dead here. Without a doubt, should have had this. 20 seconds on the clock here. And take a look at this play from Spartan. Picks up 1. Look at Jimbo here. This is where the rotate starts. Spartan's going to get, I believe, this first one to stay alive. Now, here's the rotate. Jim does not need to leave here. The pressure was coming in from B. Excuse me, pressure was coming in from A. You're right, bubu did chase him out.
I mean, the red room spawn came in for Snipedrone as well, so Jim's probably thinking, I got to run this one towards my spawner. And unfortunately, they just kind of get trapped. I think the difference really is the rockets, right? The rockets make those kills so much more simple for Spartan. I think at least the damage being done means that they can collapse on it. 1 second on the clock. It doesn't get any closer than that. It does not.
And the perfectly timed there. Snipedrone does what he can from B-rail, but you can even tell by bubu's expression. He takes a big exhale. I think you're right. I think I miscalled it there. I think Jimbo was forced to rotate by the bubu push coming out of PD, and it's also not just the rockets, but a good pinch, right? Look at what we just saw in the final moments. Bubu's coming from PD. They have rockets bottom mid, and you have LethuL coming out of Tram. I mean, it's a perfect 3-man and 3-pincer push coming in to get the last time on that ball, and they grab it with 1 second left.
1 second, man. 1 second, and now, after that 1 second difference, we find ourselves a 1-game difference. Sentinels up 1-0 as we move into Solitude and Slayer. And look at some of the stats here. I mean, there's only one side that's got the stats on their side, and that's going to be Sentinels.
Yeah, definitely. And NaVi, of course, with a tough set of games and pools that led to these kind of Slayer stats that we saw in Arlington. However, Sentinels, with their huge run into the top 4, instead they're going to have a much better looking record, unsurprisingly. Only a 1.18 team KD, though. That tells you just how close the Slayers have been for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's good enough to win games like that, isn't it? When you look at it across a series and you look at it across a game type, it's going to be in the positive, and that's what you want to see. On the side of NaVi, though, even though that first game was a heartbreak, if they look back on their performance on Oddball Streets throughout the year, I think the one good thing they can say is, hey, that's pretty close. Yeah. Usually we're done in 2 rounds and we move into game number 2 and think, hey, let's see if we can make a series of this. But also, the way that it went down is heartbreaking. They need to bounce back here, and Solitude is going to be an interesting talking point for the whole weekend here, Andy, because it is a new map. It plays differently a little bit to how we saw it in Halo 5 with the different weapons. The QT going to be up top mid as well. And also we see a huge snowball effect sometimes on this game type that you have to be careful of, especially if you're on the receiving end. You have to keep in mind there is a way back into this game type because you can do what your opposition did to you back to them.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we have to focus on. What's even crazier is this map had so much snowball potential in Halo 5, and now with the QT, you can do some wild things here in terms of ping-ponging back across the map. That's what we're going to be keeping an eye on here in game number 2. It's Sentinels up 1-0.
Make that 2 as well. Make it 3. It's a double kill here for Falcated, just cleaning up the damage, and you can already see the QT in the hands of Sentinels. bubu's put the port down. The question is he going to have to use it to escape? Well, no, the answer is no, because he hits a perfect kill himself and now keeps the pressure on. Finally has to retreat using that QT, but finds a little ankle to hit as well. Jimbo's going to feel that one.
Wow, a cute little QT angle there. He's going to just go ahead and go back. This is what we're talking about. Still has 1 left if he wants to hit it. If he needs to get out, we'll see. Instead, he'll just double back to help the team. That's a great example early on of just some really good back and forth baiting with the QT.
Snipedrone will get 1. He's looking for the trade on the second as well and does get it. So a 3-dead situation here for Sentinels means we're a 1-kill game. A very, very fast start, and I have no idea even where the sniper rifle went on the map, let alone if anyone's got it in their hands.
Haven't seen it, but all eyes on really on those plays that we saw, as you said, out of the QT here, but now LethuL checking S4 as well. Kills traded out. Keeps the game at 9-7.
Pretty sure that sniper is going to be down in and around S4. I think zMightys had it. Didn't have the opportunity to hit any shots, as now we are going to see a few kills being put up here by Sentinels, and I kind of love how they're playing this, Andy. They're trying to be aggressive. They're trying to put the pressure on. The problem is, NaVi holding strong.
Last player alive here, LethuL has 3 dead in the feed coming in from NaVi, and not just that, but they've tied the game as well. Keeping things very close here. QT coming up in 30 seconds.
LethuL spotted 1 out. Spartan's going to have a 1v1 with Snipedrone. Mighty's going to be there to help him, and somehow or other, Snipedrone stays alive as well. And that sniper rifle could be a game changer now as Mighty tries to move in on LethuL. With an awkward angle, that S1 fight, and that is going to be the snipe now, having stayed alive as a gift presented to LethuL.
An angle he knows very well. We've seen him do massive amounts of damage in Halo 5 from this angle. QT spawning up top now, and Poster's push here coming in from NaVi. Glass is not safe. LethuL picks up another one here, now 16-12, just like that.
I mean, this man's won Halo World Championships on this map. It's as simple as that. He knows every angle to play. He looks very composed. He looks almost bored sometimes when he's playing. But you know these gameplay is certainly going to get you excited. LethuL now jumping up to top goal, trying to hit Mighty's with that little no-scope. Can't quite connect, as now we're seeing Sentinels start to extend that lead.
I don't know if you caught it there. You had a cheeky eyebrow raise when you mentioned that he's won Halo World Championships on this map. And as you say, making it look too easy at times. Now up 19-13. Kills will be traded out over at Snipe. And Snipedrone will be up at S4 challenging.
I'll be getting a little bit trapped at the moment, but trying to make a good push. It's a simple shot for someone like LethuL to hit. A little bit surprised that no one was reacting to that call out top goal. You always know that someone's going to be in and around there. Spartan picks up another onto Snipedrone. Bubu and LethuL both no shields, but both able to get him back.
Couldn't agree more. Concerning comms there if Mighty is sliding away into hotel when you got that call out coming in, and it's a little bit of miscommunication there, and it's showing on the scoreboard as well at 22-16.
Sniper here for Mighty's for the second time in this game. Now, can he do something with this? He's one of those players who can just all of a sudden heat up and go on a really wild run. If he can find an opportunity to pick off a couple of headshots. I'll be trying to make this play in and around the BR now and trying to rotate through Tram, but it's currently being out-rotated. You can see that Sentinels getting the numbers where they need to find them, and now Mighty's has to hit some shots. He finds one onto LethuL. He's trying to survive, but he's being hunted down once again. And even though one shot was nice, it's not going to be enough to turn this lead around.
See what Falcated could do here. We saw last game just dealing so much damage, whether it was a Sentinel beam or pushing in with a teammate, and turns around, and the first one will connect, which should buy them a little bit of help. And look at him head on a swivel. Eventually, he's taken down. LethuL was your last player alive.
I'll be trying to flood through here, and they will pick up the final kill. So that's going to be all of Sentinels now on the respawn, and Mighty's. I heard that from here. He hit a beautiful headshot if his screen was anything to go by.
Now just a 5-kill game here. We'll see what Mighty's can do. Sentinels, however, answer back with the kill on Jimbo to make it 6. It's a good time here, just past the midpoint, to get and listen in here with Sentinels.
Watch out back turn, watch out back turn.
And dropping on you?
Yeah, dropped on me. He just
you're
top blue.
Yo, go market. Yeah, play blue, play blue.
Window was weak and one's glass.
Yeah. Remember yellow on me? Mighty?
Flowers,
Yeah,
flowers, one shot.
Flowers.
One shot top blue.
Absolute.
I got him.
Nice. Glass for the
Glass.
Yeah. Mighty's
I'm
was
getting pushed up. I'm getting pushed up on them. LR tunnel sniping. LR tunnel sniping. And one's tram.
It's coming back to you, Ty, from
Yo, S4.
Nice.
LR, challenge me, guys.
Yeah, I have shots.
Front
I hear that, Jesse.
He's weak LR. Gonna go up.
He's a thrust, he's a thrust.
Nice.
Watch my nade, watch my nade.
There's glass,
I'm watching blue.
Glass, Ty,
Okay.
glass.
I hear that.
Yeah, I can't see him. It could be lift spawn. Yeah, they did.
Nice, good eyes.
Cool lift.
Yep.
Cool lift.
Guys,
There's
loop.
3, yeah, that's the only guy. The other 3 were on
Alright.
spawn.
I left the loop, guy.
Still down there.
Yep.
I'm trying to hold this. Make sure we don't die to this lift guy.
He's dead. There's another guy down here.
I try to live.
Naded me, he's weak, he's
Did he
weak.
lift up or not?
That guy probably went
I don't know,
yard.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, top yellow, I have shots.
Bottom lift, Ty, careful.
Yeah, yellow was gonna
I'm looking snipe left. Yeah, he's down here. Glory.
That's one.
In flowers.
One shot snipe left. Dead.
Nice shots.
One's
They're
gonna be
then.
blue.
One's on me.
Yeah.
One's on
Hotel,
me.
I'm watching. Come front.
Top yellow, Mike.
Top yellow, yeah.
And dip.
Watch out, hotel.
Yep.
Jimbo.
I got killed by a dip
Still
again.
dip,
Dip again.
yeah.
2 there. One hotel, one dip.
Yeah.
Small blue ramp.
Right,
Top
one.
dip.
Top dip, sweet.
And then still hotel.
I'm
I
in Prius,
think.
guys. I'm in Prius.
What's
Yes,
the
push me
other
down.
one?
I'm coming, Mike.
LR tunnel, one
Got me,
shot.
I got him.
Nice.
See that.
And blue ramp, hotel.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Quantum in 30.
He's still stuck hotel.
I'm dying.
As we jump back in, the comms from Sentinels, very, very deliberate, Andy. One thing that really stood out, like Spartan telling exactly where LethuL to play. You don't have the vision I do. I'm trying to be your extra pair of eyes.
Really, really great comp there. So execution focus. Speaking of executing, that's an execution that we need to have reported. Beautiful shots coming out of LethuL, but such execution-focused comms coming in. For example, as you said, come front, and always telling Spartan. You heard him say, Ty, there's a guy snipe 1, Ty, there's a guy glass, making sure that their sniper knew exactly where the biggest threats were at any given time. And each time you hear Spartan, I hear that, making sure that the comms are received, and it has led to a big difference on the scoreboard. It's 42-33 home stretch here for Sentinels.
QT is up. The sniper rifle is in the hands of Bubu, and he's doing enough of a distraction job at the moment to keep his team in a position to pick up the kills. NaVi trading out a few, but at this point in the game, you just can't trade. It really is a case of getting that power weapon and turning it into kills here. Someone has to do something special. Spartan's not going to allow it. He's going to do something special himself. Spartan with a double. No scope. And a little bit of a rearrangement of the skull. Oh my god, if you hit that, I would have jumped off the balcony.
Oh my, he just flies in, he's crazy! 48-36, Spartan hitting absolute clips here. One more kill to go. That's gonna do 50 here. Sentinels will take game number 2 as well, and they do it in style to take the lead in the series 2-0.
Always looked into control of that game. Always from, I would say, around the 10 kill mark. Just had that little bit of an advantage. You could tell they were just able to almost do too much on the map without being called out, without being focused, without taking any damage. We saw multiple flanks through Flowers, through Cafe, and just catching NaVi off guard as they were kind of hyper-focused on the snipe side of the map there on Solitude. So Solitude looking pretty good for Sentinels. That is the series score, up 2-0.
And look how different the demeanor is on Sentinels, right? After that first game, they knew, as we said, that game should have been a lot easier. However, with a scoreline like that, with a finish like that, smiles on their faces, you see Spartan doing dramatic reenactments of exactly what he did with the repulse, and just incredible stuff there in the end. And Spartan, I mean, first of all, hitting incredible shots from the lift. If he hit that 360 glass shot as well, I think, as with you, I would have fallen off the balcony and we wouldn't have been here anymore. And that would have been the end.
Just send it. Well, now for Sentinels, it's a case of just closing the series out 3-0 and making the likes of Optic look at you and think, hey, we're going to have a tough series when we go up against you next. You can't let a couple of games slip here and get overconfident. They need to keep their kind of killer edge, I would say, throughout this series and make sure that they put NaVi into the bin as quickly as possible. For NaVi, there were some good moments, but they were few and far between, Andy. Just the teamwork was a real struggle to kind of say there was anything that was impressive at any point.
Right, especially once we heard that listening as well. You get an idea of just how in control of the map Sentinels was. It doesn't hurt when you're seeing shots like that. Here's Spartan here, and look at this, mid-air, gonna decide to grab this, and oh, the YY into the no-scope double. And as we said, even after that, he tried to go for some nut stuff, which would have made the clip even crazier. In the end, however, it will be a 50-36 victory, a very comfortable victory for Sen. They put that game on the board, and another look at Spartan's dramatic reenactments, which
Did you reckon he embellished it a little bit as well? Actually, it's pretty difficult to embellish what he tried to do.
Exactly, yeah, you're right.
Like if you were to say to me, yeah, so what I did, like I 360 repulse, no scope the guy, I'd be like, yeah, cool, Andy, of course you did.
Right, yeah. But here
we actually have it on tape, so.
Exactly. Next up, Stronghold's Recharge, gonna be your game number 3. Of course, Sentinels looking to make this, as you said, a very quick 3-0 and get to lunch. NaVi, however, trying to extend this all the way to 5 games if they want to hit the reverse sweep, and that's not going to be an easy quest for them given the series so far.
Well, the good news for NaVi, and it's few and far between at this point, is that if they can win this game and send it to game number 4, flags have been their best game type, without a shadow of a doubt. An Empyrean flag is going to be that game number 4, and then anything can happen, right? So they have to really kind of try and find a way to win this game. It doesn't have to be brilliant. It doesn't have to be conclusive. It doesn't have to be a 200-point win. They could win it by 1 point in the way that Sentinels did that game number 1, just to give themselves a chance at their best game type in game number 4. But I mean, the Slayer was a worry for me for them, because it seemed like they kind of just fell very flat, started to try and do a few individual things, didn't work together, and that's where you start to be concerned about a team and their makeup and how they're going to approach the rest of the series. For Sentinels, though, it's a case of closing things out, and we know that Stronghold's Recharge can be a game type that if you are on the back foot, so to speak, and you find yourself 4 dead, it can be a horrible one to try and get back into.
Absolutely can, and I think you make a great point there earlier. Sentinels really wants to keep the foot down on the gas pedal, right? They want to ride this momentum all the way through pools. They're going to look to continue on here and 3-0 as fast as they can to bring that momentum into the rest of their pool play matches.
Well, here we go then. Underway. Game number 3, what could be the final one of this series. Shock Rifle going to be picked up off of spawn by Spartan here, and already it's going to be Sentinels who are scoring. They do have a little bit of an advantageous spawn for those strongholds, of course, as Jimbo is now going to try and rotate towards A, but speaking of counter-rotates, well, there's one coming in from Sentinels as well. BC hold for them, points on the board early.
Kills going down here, 2v2 exchange all the way in tower as well. By the way, great to be back on Recharge with you. Great to see the map.
I remember this map.
In the rotation here. Spartan now moving things over to A, and it's not safe here. The trippy spot picks up another one from distance with the shock, and he will rotate.
I mean, that's one of those concerning kills I look at, right? It's a 4v4 on the map. Why are you running across top mid, not looking?
It's a second time it happened to be Mighty's as well, right? What, you wondering what's going on with the NaVi?
That one, I let him off. Like, there's nothing you can do about that, Mighty's. Okay, like, yeah, you just got destroyed.
Jeez. Back-to-back as well. I'm worried about what's going on in the NaVi comms department, but I'm more worried about what Spartan might do with the shock. He tags Jimbo as well, cleans it up.
I mean, he just looks like a man reborn. Glory's time to feel the pain.
Wow, this man is a stone cold killer. He's back at top A. Guess what? The tour to Spartan, you've just witnessed the whole thing. uses every bit of ammo in the shock rifle, and it's a trip cap, and it's 50-0, and Sentinels is showing no signs of slowing. Make it a killing spree on your screen for Spartan.
Man, just going around collecting heads at the moment. Should be another kill here, very, very simple. NaVi cannot get out of spawn at the moment. This triple cap has been so stifling. Finally, Mighties gets a little bit of revenge on Sentinels here and picks up 2 kills himself to at least transfer B over and kind of stop the scoring rate. But it will still be Sentinels who are scoring here. Now the push comes in on A. It's a good flood coming in here. LethuL can't do enough to stop Mighties, and maybe Mighties is a little bit ticked off of what he had to go through at the start of this game. Definitely a better push there from NaVi without a doubt. The 2-man elevator push, it pays off. They go bottom mid as well. Now A-B hold for them. They also have 2 dead. Make it 2 dead for each side. However, they will have some points on the board. Yeah, it's going to be a really impressive play, though, from Falcated. Somehow, not only did he get a double kill, he stayed alive in all of that. C will be transferred over, you would imagine, but no, Falcated comes back, and that's what happens when you don't get that kill that you should have guaranteed. It hurts you in the next 10 seconds or so, and NaVi find themselves 2 dead once more, and it's an easy conversion of C now for Sen. 92-8 here. Dude, Spartan's having so much fun. He's having a great time here. He's just whipping and zipping across the map. And now look at this, slow playing this. Does not want to announce his position. Instead would like to pick up some damage and some kills. Line up the insta. Not going to get it though. Jimbo shot that down. As NaVi turn their attention to C. But again, easy conversion once more here for Sentinels on A. The counter rotate is good enough for them to keep scoring. 110-8. Ugly. That scoreline is ugly. Ugly indeed here. They will maintain scoring advantage and the KD advantage as well. Still 2 dead for NaVi. bubu going to do what he can to stay alive, make it 3 dead. Mighties was your last player alive in tower. And he's dead. He is dead. Bottom mid push coming in from Jimbo here. He's trying to shoulder peek. bubu's showing in the shock rifle though, and a little shake of the head from bubu saying, hey, just look at the score. It's 138-8. Let's not get carried away with things. What I like here from bubu is look how much he's playing of these angles. He doesn't tag up Glory, so this might get a little trickier than the previous battles. Eventually he's down, but each time, bubu, whether it was from Needles, whether it was from top A, he's using every bit of time he has on the battle to try to line up that shock shot. And when it doesn't work out, he just doubles back. Eventually LethuL's double teamed as well. So it will finally be an A-B hold again here for NaVi, but they have a long way to climb back. Just need to stay alive here, NaVi. It's as simple as that. You got points being scored. You don't need to do anything crazy. You don't need to try and kill everyone immediately. Attention going down towards the camo as well, but the last 2 players alive here from Sentinels are going to get the camo in their hands. So, I mean, again, NaVi just making a bad choice in that situation to try and fight for those final kills instead of reassessing the map control they had and the fact that the camo was coming up instead. All 8 players alive here. Look at Spartan. Oh my goodness. Slow playing this. No. Snipedrone has not eagle-eyed. They haven't seen him yet. He's slow playing the camo. There's 3 of you here, boys. There's 3 of you here. Oh boy. Team SWAT here. Does finally get taken down, but the time that he's just bought might be enough for Sentinels to try and make a move on to C here. Jimbo will flip that one over, but Sentinels get the A spawns. They will continue scoring, and I mean, LethuL's having to go on the jungle gym now with that zip as well. You thought he was going to give bubu a run for his money with the big territory base, excuse me, even a stronghold space camo play there. In the end, he gets back whacked. We thought it was going to be one for the history books, one for the ages. In the end, he's taken down, but not before it's a 176-18 lead for Sentinels. 180 and rising, and you get the feeling that for NaVi, even with the team change, it's not going to be a successful day at the office for them. A and B still in control. NaVi trapped over at C with only Jimbo and Snipedrone alive. Snipedrone trying to make a play, trying to push forward and put pressure on, but you can see how much cover LethuL's got at the moment. He's just waiting, back up, takes no damage. Knows his teammates are there to give him that help, and Spartan with the first kill, bubu with the second. One traded out, but now the push from NaVi comes in, but LethuL's still alive and being such a nuisance. Eventually just back whack there by a drop down from Snipedrone. It will be 2 dead once again for both sides, but it should be an advantage again on the reset here coming in for Sentinels, now 207-18. Spartan's got a needler, by the way. I just get the feeling that he wants to use it. He does. Yeah, oh, here it is. Ooh, came out for a second. Why? Just flash of the needler. There it is. Ooh. Ow. Ah, we don't get to see the needles this time. bubu's got a shock rifle though. Let's go and look at that. Oh, perfectly timed. Woo. Double kill for bubu. I was going to say a haircut for Jimbo, but at the moment he's kind of like follically very similar to me, so maybe not the same. Glory and Snipedrone do get 2, but bubu at the moment just trying to play in and around B. He finds another kill. He gets the reset. A should be reset. No, actually, Mighties is going to win that fight. bubu going to have some work to do here. Finally under pressure. Mighties challenge him. Mighties gets the kill. You can tell they're just pushing because they can. 2:43 on the clock here. Camo in the hands. This should be it. NaVi with one last desperate play onto A. Falcated's there. He gets the back smack. It's going to be game and series done and dusted here. Sentinels looking extremely, extremely strong, even with Glory trying to reset B. And you know what? It looks like a play might actually be coming in from Spartan here to add a few kills to the collection.
We have to play just a few more here. Mighty's probably going to get taken down. It's nice sidekick work coming in. AC hold in effect. A few more points to go.
249, make it 250. The result was never in doubt in that series. After game one went the way it did, Sentinels will win the series 3-0. They are now 2-0 in Pool D, and probably thinking, when do we play Optic?
That's what they got to be thinking. I tell you what, they're also going to be very, very thankful that they got that first game the way they did. And as you said, Mark, once Sentinels wins a game one like that, it gives them so much momentum, and it really takes the wind out of the sails of NaVi to lose a game one like that. And you already knew the series was going to go one way after that game number one.
I mean, you look at that map 3, and I'm sure we'll see on the replay, it's too easy. I know it sounds like mean sometimes, like when you say something like that on commentary, but you can see with the way that Sentinels were easily able to overextend into certain positions, were able to play bottom middle and jump around without taking damage. It shows in the score, right? It's 250-19, and NaVi just fall away a little bit. It's not good enough from them. It's as simple as that. Falcated had fun, 22-11. Some crazy shots coming in from Spartan and Bubu in that game as well, but 250-19, I mean, how can I build a story on the other side? It's all Sentinels.
When you have two players going more than double positive, excuse me, Falcated going double positive and Spartan going more than double positive, how do you play against that? Like you said, it is an absolutely impossible, fantastic stuff out of Sentinels to win that game by an enormous margin and win the series 3-0.
Yeah, extremely comfortable for Sentinels, and continuing the form after game number 1, I would say a little bit shaky, but certainly woke them up a little bit. Continuing the form that we saw from Arlington, and I'm really excited to actually watch how Sentinels do progress, not only through the series, through the pools, but through this tournament as well, because I feel like they are getting better and better. And Spartan was saying, you know, we didn't have a huge amount of practice going into Arlington as well, and now they have had a little bit of time to go over things and work on it. 2 honorable streets, 50-36 Solitude, and then you see that 250-19 demolition job on Stronghold's recharge. Only one side were ever going to win that game, and it looked like it was Sentinels 3-0.
Yeah, and like we said, Sentinels, these players, people expect them not just in the top 6, but well inside the top 4. And I think fans have always been wondering, can they keep this going after Arlington? So far, everything's pointing towards yes, that they have sights on doing exactly what they did in Arlington, if not better, here in Salt Lake City.
And what a great matchup for them to have next, right? Yeah. Optic Gaming in the pool. You're 2-0 in the pool. You're feeling good, extremely confident. And Optic have been on a little bit of a downward trajectory over the last couple of events. But if you can beat them now, it gives you so much confidence. Quadrant, they had to go through Optic to get that top 3 placing. Then, of course, Sentinels, maybe they can kind of recreate that. Maybe they can have a little bit of revenge on Quadrant a little bit later. But for now, that's going to do us for our first series of SLC. It's time to send it down to Blaze with an interview.